All right, you guys, today we're going over measurements. Very important that you learn how to do the measurements properly. So let's just go over them. That way there's no questions as to how to do the measurements. Number one thing to keep in mind is to have obviously your measuring tape, but two, have the sheet that you're going to be using to write it down. You want to measure right. Don't try to memorize them or remember them and then write them down later. You will most likely forget. So just take one measurement, write it down. Before I start on the measurements, what I like to keep in mind is where the mirror is when I'm doing measurements. Now, if there's no mirror, that's okay. You're just going to have to do it without a mirror. But what I like to do is I like to stand behind my client off to the side and have the mirror in front of them. So right now the camera is acting as the mirror for me, so I can see what's going on in front of him. I can see his logo, his shirt, even though I'm standing behind him. Without the mirror, I'm stuck just looking here. And if I take a measurement and it's all crooked, I won't be able to tell if I don't have the mirror to see what's happening in front of him. So first measurement we always take is starting with the arm. So you're just going to hold the arm out. He doesn't have to flex. It just has to be whatever it is when he puts it out. I take my number 1, take the measurement, remember what it is. Sometimes I like to keep my nail on the measurement and then just walk over and jot it down. I write it down, come right back. We're going to chest, arms out. This is where it's important to have the mirror in front. You see that it makes sure it's right in the middle. And we take the measurement. Now, important when we do the chest, because now we're getting into areas that are a little bit more uncomfortable to be dealing with certain clientele. So you got to make sure that you take the right approach. So as I let Sean know, I'm going to let him know, hey, I have to take a measurement around your chest. Let's get the arms out. And now I'm going to go to the waist. Reach around as to not touch him. I don't want to be touching Sean. So I'm going to reach around, make enough space for me to come back, and then reach way around and adjust so that now all I've touched is his back. I can see now he brings his arms down. Bring him down. Good. Again, I take the measurement, write it down. When you go around the chest, keep in mind you want to go around the widest part of the chest, okay? Sometimes I've seen examples of bad ways to do it. I've seen way too high up on the armpits or below the chest, almost grabbing the rib cage, okay? Especially when it comes to women, there's different ratios that you might be able to get. So just ask the person that you're measuring to please put it in the middle. So let's do a different scenario. I can ask Sean, can you help me with the measuring tape and just put it right in the middle of your chest where you feel that it's the widest? He'll do that, or she will do that. Okay, arms down. And now I am ready to take my measurement. Moving on, we're going around the waist. Same thing, I will take a knee, arms go out. I reach around, I don't touch him, bring it into his body, arms down, relax, take my measurement, write it down. We're on to the lower body. Down here, we're going to be working around the hips now. So the hips, again, his arms are still in the way, so I'm going to ask him to please lift the arms. Again, around the waist, it's the least intrusive area to come in through, okay? I don't want to come in right around the butt. Around the waist, again, I don't have to touch if I just hold on to the measuring tape. Now, at the bottom, now I don't want to be behind how I was when I was doing the upper body. Now I'm shifting over to the side, and I'm going to take the measurement around his butt, or the widest part of his body, his lower body, and I'm going to take the measurement right on the side of his leg. This is where I'm going to be least invasive into his private space, okay? I don't want to be right behind the person. I don't want to be right in front of the person. Right on the side of the leg is the best place to take the measurement. Once they do that, he has already a wide stance. Let me have him stand a little bit wider. And then just kind of shift his weight onto that left leg as to just let this one hang. Perfect. We're going to do the thigh. Same thing. I'm going away, coming back up to the top from the bottom of the calf. Again, I want to go into least invasive areas of the body. I don't want to be too close to people's bodies where they might feel uncomfortable. So here again, I take the measurement. I'm going right in the middle where it's going to be the widest. Too many times I see the measurement too low, or we get a little too in their space and go a little too high. So right in the middle, take my measurement on the side of his leg, hold it, write it down, and then now we're down to the calf. Now I can ask them to either, does he want to lift the pants or do we want to go over the pants?
Okay.
We'll go over the pants. Again, I want to find the meatier part, which is usually a little bit higher. In the calf, I see too many times we go a little too low. We're actually just measuring around the ankle almost. You got to come up high. You can almost like feel back here. I can feel his calf. I know I'm right on his calf. Take my measurement, write it down. We're all good to go. So that is the easiest, fastest way to take measurements. Remember that universally, the measurements are taken down the right side of the body. Now, if you want to go both sides, you can do that, but it's going to take a lot more time. And really, universally, we always do the right side. If one side changes, the other side is changing too, so you don't have to go and do a super long, detailed measurement chart. So that's pretty much it for the measurements.